To ask a question for Coach Smart, please press star 1 on your telephone's keypad now. Coach, while we wait on any questions, if you could take a moment to comment on your team as you enter the Kentucky game this week.
I'm putting Coach Smart on the line now. Hold on one sec.
Okay. Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
While we wait on questions, would you mind commenting as your team prepares for Kentucky this week?
Yep, we got our guys excited. We got a big homecoming game against Kentucky, and looking for a great atmosphere. And one of the toughest, most physical games we probably had last year against a really physical defense. And I think their staff, coaches, there's guys really physical. When you look across the board, they've been able to run the ball and stop the run the last couple of years in the SEC. And so it'll be a physical battle come Saturday night.
For questions, please press star 1, and we'll begin with Murray Poole of Bulldawg Illustrated.
Hey, Kirby. You've played some real good running quarterbacks in the last calendar year. You know, Sam Ehlinger of Texas, and, of course, Jalen Hurts. Of course, you got Lynn Bowen now. How does this guy compare with some of that we passed, and what could he do differently? I know that 196 yards, did most of it come when he came out of the pocket, or a lot of design runs also?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. I mean, it was almost 50-50 because some of the biggest ones were just drop-back passes that he ended up scrambling for 20 and 30 and 40 yards. He played some quarterback besides last week. He had done it some against South Carolina and a couple other weeks. So, I mean, they've got design runs, and then they got the other runs. And the frustrating thing is sometimes the non-design ones are the bigger ones. So it's tough to prepare for, but the main reason it's tough is that you don't see it anymore. You know, you don't. It's not. You're playing a certain style of defense week in, week out, and to tweak a lot of things in your defense, so it makes it different.
So do you remember a quarterback that Georgia kind of designed this way that he is that dangerous?
Well, I missed the first part of that.
Yeah, can you remember a quarterback you faced since you've been at Georgia? Particularly does what he does, designed to, keep the ball like he is, as dangerous as he is.
No, not like this. I mean, it would be more of a one of the Georgia Tech guys probably, which they run option plays, but not necessarily the same style offense as Georgia Tech, but that kind of athleticism.
Right. Thank you.
Next is Steve Moulton on WDZN.
Hey, Coach, how are you today?
Hey, Steve, doing good.
How has the team responded since Saturday, Coach?
They've been great. Been really good spirits Monday and Tuesday, and acknowledged that got to do some things better, and they bought into that. I mean, to be honest with you, it's been a really good practices, and the focus has been really good. So.
And Kavosiey Smoke is a kid from our area. Tell me what you've seen out of that tailback there for Kentucky, Coach.
Physicality. I mean, he blocks well. He runs really good pad level. I mean, it's like a younger version of Benny Snell. He doesn't go down at first contact. He's a yards after contact guy, and I remember him well coming out of high school, and he's a really good football player. And you can see the kind of toughness and energy he plays with during the game. I mean, I've seen him jump receivers for not blocking and being really committed to being physical.
Thank you, Coach.
If there are any additional questions for Coach Smart, please press star 1. We have a follow-up from Murray Poole.
Yeah, Kirby, Kentucky lost some really good players on defense last year, including National Player of the Year, Josh Allen, and all. Are they still doing a lot of the same things on defense, and what would you say about their defense this year?
Well, they had a senior-laden defense. They were one of the probably, in a long time, the most 4-year seniors across the board. A very veteran group. It seemed like those guys had played there forever. And there's still, 4 or 5 of them, and a couple guys that subbed in and out that are still there and playing. They have a lot of similarities to the last year's defense as far as scheme. They probably play a little bit more 4 down than 3 down. and that's a slight change.
Okay, thank you.
We also have another from Steve Moulton.
Yes, Coach. From a leadership standpoint, how would you say this team is from a leadership standpoint on both sides of the ball this year, Coach?
Probably one of the best we've had as far as offensively. We've got really strong leaders on that side of the ball, and they do a tremendous job. I mean, there's so many guys with some experience. I mean, DeAndre has led, Jake has led, Andrew has led, Solly has led. I mean, there's really a good core group of guys there. Defensively, it's probably done a little more by committee and by coaching staff. I think there's probably less guys there. I mean, obviously J.R. Reed has been a big impact. Monty has, and Tyler and Aziz is stepping into that role as a young player. But probably a little more offensively. But they both have worked really hard, and a big part of leadership is just accountability and having the right attitude to approach people the right way. And I feel like our guys have done a great job of that.
And with how the game ended on Saturday, Coach, Hot Rod's made so many big kicks for you in the past. You go up and have a conversation with him. Is that a kid where he kind of knows it and you just kind of let him be?
Yeah, I mean, I grabbed him immediately afterwards because I love the kid. I love what he stands for, and there's not a guy on our team that prepares any harder or goes through a better routine of how to prepare for things than Hot Rod. He sets a great example for young players of work ethic and the way to grind. So, I mean, there's not a lot you can do or say to make them feel better, but you just love on them and you let them know that you're there for them and that we're a team and that we're all with him. It's not all on him.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Thanks.